Hello friends, so in this particular lecture, I'm going to show you how to install Office on Microsoft Office without paying anything and get the license all resolved without actually paying anything for the license as well. And you're going to be all legit, so you're going to do it all legitimate way and you don't have to pay a dime. So let's jump right in. So I'm going to do it in my Debian Linux and Proxmox virtual environment. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is basically going to my Windows, which Windows running in Proxmox virtual environment. Okay, so this is the same thing that you do if you install a Windows in any hard disk or whatever. Okay, I'm just doing it because it's easier to show it that way because I'm podcasting it as well. So I'm going to go into my Windows in here. So this is Windows 10. Okay, and then from here the first thing I'm going to do is basically go to Firefox. Okay, and then in the Google I'm just going to type up Office deployment tool. Okay, so as soon as you type Office deployment, it shows up in here, Office deployment tool. Okay, so you just go into it's Microsoft, it's all legit, just go in there. I'm just going to show you how to do Office 2024 2021 and you don't have to pay anything. Okay, so when you come in here, all you gotta do is basically click that download and it will download the deployment tools. Okay, and that's cool. And then what we need to do is basically we're gonna go into uh, Google again. Okay, so in here we're gonna type Office customization tool this time. So if you just type Office customizations, will come up right here. Okay, so this is important because we got a few configurations that we need to resolve. Okay, so we're gonna do one thing at a time. Okay, so from here just make sure that it's 64-bit. Okay, so my machine is 64-bit and Office suite, so we're gonna choose Office LTSC Professional Plus. Okay, and you can choose Office LTSC Professional Plus 2024 or you can choose 2021, it's up to you. So I'm going to choose Office LTSC Professional Plus 2024. Okay, choose that and then slowly scroll down a little bit. You don't have to do anything in here, just make sure it's Perpetual Enterprise, which has been chosen. And I don't want certain things like OneDrive things, and I don't need Outlook Classic, I don't need Publisher. Okay, I even don't need PowerPoint. Okay, I don't need OneNote. I probably need Word. I probably need Excel. I don't need even Access either. Okay, so save some spaces. So I just need Excel and Word. Okay, but if you want all that, you can click it, but you make sure that you have memory for that. I don't need this. I just want to work with Word and Excel. Okay, so from here, so you can click next, and then the language. Choose the language from here. So I'm going to choose United States. Okay, so from here you can see English United States, and then click next. So what you're gonna do is gonna create an XML file. So make sure there's a community delivery network. Okay, and click next, and then from here I don't want that VCO, so I'm gonna close that and click next. And from here, I'm gonna click next. Okay, and from here, I don't need anything from here. Click next. And from here, there's nothing else to do. And then click finish. Once you finish it, all I gotta do is basically this is your XML file. Export. Okay, click export, and then choose XML file formats. Okay, and click OK, and click I accept. So everything legit. It came from Microsoft, and the file name is configuration. Just bear in mind the file name is configurations. Okay, and click export. the file has been exported. So that's all I gotta do. I don't need Firefox anymore, so I'm gonna close that. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the file manager, and I'm gonna go to this PC, and obviously I'm gonna go to the local disk, and I'm gonna go to users, and I'm gonna go to Red Hat. That's my username. Okay, so that basically you are actually logged in as user. Okay, so make sure that you're Windows user. So you have, when you install Windows, it will ask you whether you have a Microsoft account, so you make sure that you're logged in as a Microsoft account. In my case, it's redhat.outlook.com. Okay, so that's why it shows redhat75outlook.com, so it chosen that as Red Hat. Okay, so from here under downloads directory, you'll see these two files there. So I'm going to create a new directory right here. Okay, to start off with. Okay, new, and well, they call it folder here, and it's gonna call it office. Okay, so once you choose that, all I gotta do is basically these two files. I'm gonna put this two file back in this office directory. Okay, and then I'm gonna go back to quick access. It's a lot more easier to do that things in here. So we're gonna do this downloads, this office directory. I'm gonna copy this, or basically cut this directory. Okay, I'm gonna put it right in the C drive. Okay, so put it in here, paste it right there. Okay, so once in there, so what I need to do from here is basically in here you have this particular execution file. Okay, so this execution file, you can just execute it by right click it and then open run as administrator. Okay, so make sure that it's run as administrator. Click that, and then it will say you that it needs the permission. That's cool, just do that, and it will populate. There's a couple of files that will be populated once you do that. It's actually doing something in here, as you can see. So click the accept Microsoft license, and that's why I said to you this is all legit, and click continue. And it's gonna be into the same directory. That's where I want it. So I'm gonna go to this PC, and then obviously I got this downloads directory. So it's actually in the locally. Sorry, I moved to the C drive office. Yeah, here we go, and click OK. Here we go. So you got this file, and it says file extended successfully. So you got a bunch of files now. So you got one file called setup.exe, and then you obviously have another file called configured office 365 XML. So we're gonna leave all these files right in here. Okay, and then I'm gonna go into the command prompt. So the command prompt I'm looking for is basically the CMD command prompt. Okay, so in here you have the command prompt right there. Okay, but you make sure these command prompts go as administrator. So you go to more, and then you have to run as administrator, but you don't have to go to the shell prompt yet. Okay, so click yes, and then once you come in here, we're gonna go back to this particular directory. So do cd dot dot. If you do cd, you can do cd dot dot. Okay, then cd dot dot. So you back to your C drive, and in here, if you do, you have that office directory. So cd office, and then if you do dir, it will show you all this directory. So you got this particular file. So now I'm going to issue a command, and this command is setup, and we already have the setup.exe. Okay, so setup.exe, and this is basically we're setting it up. Okay, and configure. Okay, so that's basically our configurations, and we have the configuration XML file. So if you just type these few words and then tab, it should show you that. So we are setting it up. The setup exe is going to do this content delivery management things by configuring the XML file, and hit enter, and that will invoke Microsoft Office, and we only chose a couple of these, so it shouldn't take that long. It's Microsoft Word and Microsoft Excel, because I don't need anything else. But if you want something else, you can do that. So it may take a little while, and the reason behind it is basically this machine is a very old machine where it's actually hosted. It's a Debian machine, a Debian 13 machine, so it's hosting Microsoft Windows. Sorry, yeah, Microsoft Windows 10 as in Proxmox virtual environment, and not just that. On top of that, we are doing something on that guest machine, which is Windows 10. That's why it might just take a while, but we should be okay. It might just take another 10 minutes or something, maybe less. So one thing you'll notice in my video, I don't really do the editings, okay, because I don't really have the time to do all that. This is gonna be a raw video, so you can always fast forward, and I'm not looking for large number of crowds in my YouTube channel to popularize the video, because I don't make any income out of it. Okay, so a lot of people do these kind of editings because they want to showcase, and probably they have a decent income coming from YouTube channels as well. So that's the difference between them and I. As you can see that because we've chosen only Microsoft Word and Excel, just showing up that it is doing its job. That's cool. It's not too long now. I'll be right back. So everything is just working out fine. We're just waiting for things to come back in here. Installation is finished, as it says. Okay, so you're all set. So from now, so it's going to be pretty straightforward. So we're going to close this screen. So now we can actually come out from here. Okay, so we do exit. Okay, so from here, all you got to do is basically, I'm just going to bring my picture back on because I love my picture. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to go back there in Windows. Okay, so now all you got to do is basically we're gonna go right ahead into your PowerShell. So you can type PowerShell right there, or you can just define it. So I've got PowerShell right here somewhere. Windows PowerShell. So you're gonna have to do run as an administrator. Okay, so run as administrator, and then we're gonna issue a command right here. Okay, so just to activate Windows. So before we do any of that, I just want to show you that it is not activated. So just leave it. Just minimize that screen, and then if you go in here, you see Office, Word, and Excel is right there. So I'm just gonna push it back in here. Okay, so just Word first, push it right here somewhere. Here we go. Here. So Word is here, and then we want Excel as well. So we're gonna put the Excel right here as well. So I don't know why it's not aligning. There we go. You can do that where I guess I guess the thing I should have done unpin from size. I think there's a better way of doing it. Excuse me. So I'm gonna do Excel. Just right click it in here, pin to start. That's better. And then Excel, pin to start. Here we go. I don't know why there's a bit of a space right there. That's fine. So let's say you want to open Excel. So if you open Excel right here, and things that you see that you cannot really do anything because it's not licensed yet. So we need to license it, and the license is free, as I mentioned to you. That's the whole point of making this lecture. So we go to blank workbook, for example, in here, and then accept that thing in here. You see this, everything is de-highlighted. It's kind of de-highlighted, so you cannot really do anything. It can't even allow you actually do anything. Okay, so you go into account, it says activation required. Okay, so you cannot really do anything, but just make sure that you are actually, like I said to you, that I have an account rated as 75, but it's not actually allowing you to do anything. So if you click new in here, and then blank workbook in here, it will open up a page, Excel. Oh, okay, so it's actually allowing you to do something which I found very weird. Okay, so but it is not actually. If you go into your Excel, for example, okay, I found it a bit weird because it's actually allowing you to do something which is I found very weird. It's usually highlighted, but it's still not activated. So I can go to accounting, you will see that. Okay, so you see activation required. So we need to get rid of these things in here. So that's fine. So I'm gonna go back to a PowerShell in here. Okay, so I'm gonna issue a command right here. Okay, so the command is basically, it's all legit. Okay, so you're gonna type the term on IRM. Okay, and then HTTPS, and then this is where it's going, and then colon. Okay, and then I'm going to type out where it need to be go, get dot activated. Okay, dot win. Okay, so this is the KMS servers of Microsoft. That's where it's gonna go, and I'm gonna pipe it with IEX. Okay, so IRM HTTPS get dot activated, and hit enter, and you ended up coming to a screen like this. Okay, that's absolutely fine. This is just running a script at the moment. Here we go. So we want Office. You can see this number 2 is Office. Okay, so we want Office. Just press number 2, and then you're coming in here. So we want install Office activation. So press 1, and if everything goes okay, we should be activated now. It's initializing the process of activating, and it's all legit. So the Windows 10, I've already installed it, and I've already activated it. so I don't have to worry about that at all. I think I made a video of Windows 10 activations as well. So this is the product key. As you can see, it's all successfully done and Office is permanently activated. And press enter to come back in here, and then we can actually get out from here by pressing 0 to exit. Okay, and then I can get out from here by typing exit. Okay, so now we go back to your Excel. Okay, and you see that Excel is active. So we go to account, accept the license agreement, click accept. That's fine. Okay, and click account, and you see product activated, and that's a long-term support activated for you. So I hope this lecture has shed some light how to actually activate Office 2024 in your server. And I'm just going to conclude this lecture right now. Okay, bye for now.